Good morning and welcome. My name is Vanetta Gooden. I'm the proud principal of Conyers Middle School. It is my pleasure to welcome you on behalf of our sponsors, Toastmasters, and the National Council of Negro Women of Rockdale and Newton counties, along with those who are responsible in orchestrating this event, Ms. Ruth Wilson Johnson, Sonja Lewis, and their team. We are honored to have with us Dr. McCray, Dr. Richardson, Board Chair Sandra Jackson-Lett, parents, family members, thank you for being here. I would especially like to recognize our participants. You made a choice to be here on a Saturday morning, and that decision speaks volumes about your dedication and your commitment. Each of you are a forecast of our future and your future. You are leaders not only learning how to speak, but learning how to think, create, and express ideas with confidence. Today, you're not just orators, you are also authors. You have taken the time to construct your own words and your own powerful messages. Your voice matters, your thoughts matter, and this platform allows them to speak and be heard. We are proud of you, and today, no matter what the outcome is, you are all winners, and we welcome all of you. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. My name is Amir Francis. I am from Conyers Middle School. Will you please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, for liberty and justice for all. Will you please remain standing for a moment of silence? You may be seated. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
We are delighted to have you with us this morning as we support and celebrate some of our hardworking and talented young people. They have spent hours of their spare time in preparation for today's event. Before I go any further, giving honor to God and His angels, we are here after a 5-year or maybe 6-year absence. It's been a while since we've had an oratorical competition, and we're so happy that you're here to witness the comeback story. Now I must introduce someone else, my secret weapon, my ride or die, my biggest fan, and that is my boo, Will Johnson. Would you please stand? Will Johnson, there he is. Because of him, I'm able to do the things that I do, so thank you so much. And you will never know all the things that he does and nobody knows about. But thank you, Faith, for being here. I am delighted to recognize our elected officials who are with us this morning. Would you please stand if you are an elected official? Of course, we have our distinguished panel of judges. I saw Sandra Jackson-Lett. There she is. Our school board chair, Sandra Jackson-Lett. Are there others in the room? I see Judge Clarence Cuthbert Jr., who is a friend of the competition, served as a board representative at least 3 times. Please give him a hand and welcome. And I see some candidates for public office with us as well. If you would please stand and let us see your faces. Welcome, we're delighted to see you. Thank you for being here. Now it is my pleasure to introduce some of the key players who will be making this magic into a reality. Our timekeeper is Ms. Dora Cannon of the Toastmasters, Toast at Rockdale, Toastmasters Club. Our chief judge is Ms. Gwen Lohman, who is of the Real Educators of Toastmasters, and she is a distinguished Toastmaster. And now I have the privilege of introducing our moderator this morning, Dr. Sadia Muhammad. Dr. Muhammad is the president of the Real Educators for Toastmasters. Dr. Muhammad is a dedicated educator with over 35 years of distinguished service in both DeKalb and Newton County schools. A proud member of Toastmasters International for over 10 years, Dr. Muhammad has served in every club officer role and held numerous district leadership positions. Most recently, she achieved the prestigious Distinguished Toastmaster Award for the 2nd time, an extraordinary accomplishment that reflects her commitment to personal growth and leadership development. While her accolades are many, Dr. Muhammad's greatest joy is mentoring youth through the Toastmasters Youth Leadership Program, where she empowers young people and with confidence, communication skills, and leadership abilities that will serve them for a lifetime. Her life's motto remains, the best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others. Won't you join me in a warm welcome for Dr. Sadia Muhammad.
Good morning and welcome to the 2026 Rockdale Middle School Oratorical Competition. Today we celebrate the power of student voice as our scholars take the stage to inform, inspire, and express their ideas with confidence. Now let's take a moment to recognize the outstanding middle school representatives in today's oratorical competition. Each school has brought forward students who exemplify confidence, critical thinking, and the power of voice. We welcome Conyers Middle School, General Ray Davis Middle School, Memorial Middle School, and G.L. Edwards Middle School. Before we begin, let's take a quick review of the official rules for today's competition. These guidelines ensure fairness and help create a respectful, well-structured environment for all the participants. The participants have been briefed on the requirements and they've competed at their local schools. The speeches must be original. They may quote up to 25% from a source. If they use a source they are quoting, they must give credit. We also have an ability where if there is a challenge for the competition, if there is a challenge, it must be submitted by the school coach at their particular schools. And it has to be submitted to the competition chair. This needs to be done before the winners are announced. And once the winners are announced, the decision is final. In preparing for the oratorical competition, the students have already drawn numbers for their speaking order. They will be introduced by number only. There will be a 2-minute period between the speakers in order to ensure the judges ample time to create their ballots. During the oratorical competitions, the speeches should be 3 to 5 minutes. The timekeeper will display lights and record the time. The timing begins at the first word. The sequence is green signals 3 minutes, they have met their requirement. 4 minutes will be signaled by the yellow light. And the red signal lets the students know that they have reached capacity of their speech requirement. Points are deducted for students who do not meet the time or if they go over the limit. There are 3 sections for this competition. The first one is content, where we look at the students' speech development as well as the structure of the speech. This is 50% of the competition. The delivery is 30% of the competition. Students have been told that they need to memorize. They may use notes, but points will be deducted if they are using their notes. We're looking at body language, vocal variety, and of course, stage presence. The last part of the ballot is language. We look at the grammar, articulation, and the correct pronunciation. We also look at students who may use filler words, such as you know, and repeated words such as and. And the prizes. Today's prizes for these young people: first place, $500. Second place, $350. And third place, $150. We ask that our audience remain attentive and respectful. Please silence your devices, avoid distractions, and show your support with applause at the beginning and the end of each speech. We do ask, as the young people are giving speeches, that you remain seated, and please silence your phones and electronic devices. And now, with no further ado, I would like to present speaker number 1.
Where half the story is missing. The dates are there, the wars are there, the inventions are there, but the people who shaped them are gone. That's what American history looks like when women's stories are left out. And that's why I believe that women's history is not a side chapter or an optional unit. Women's history is American history, because women hidden in the shadows were the ones holding the nation together, pushing it forward, and lining the path towards justice. One of the main rights we have as citizens of the United States is the right to vote, the moment when our voices can finally be heard. But there were voices they tried silence. Prior to 1920, women were not allowed to have a say in the government. A large piece of the population denied the right to speak out. But on January 11, 1885, the woman who would shift the trajectory for women's rights was born. Alice Paul, a woman from New Jersey who believed in equality for all people, turned silence into a blasphemy trumpet. Alice organized the 1913 Women's March, the first major march in D.C. She led the silent Centennials, who picketed the White House daily. And she even endured imprisonment and forced feedings. She was the driving force behind the 19th Amendment, ratified on August 18, 1920, that gave women the right to vote. She was the engine beneath the movement, unseen, but driving everything forward. Consider Katherine Johnson, Dorothy Vaughan, and Mary Jackson, the minds behind the breakthrough. In a society where the STEM fields were almost entirely dominated by males, these women broke through the walls designed to keep them out. Katherine Johnson, brilliant from an early age but denied education because of her skin color. 30 years later, verified John Glenn's orbit by hand and helped America win the space race. Dorothy Vaughan, coming up from a little girl in Missouri to NASA's first black woman supervisor, a role almost exclusively held by white men. And Mary Jackson, the quintessential example of resilience. She had to petition the city of Hampton for permission to attend engineering classes because they were held at an all-white school. These women are not just names in a textbook. They were the unseen gravity holding NASA together. And there are countless others, women whose names are not women whose names history tried to erase. Fannie Lou Hamer, sharecropper turned activist. Mary Eliza Mahoney, the first black woman professional licensed nurse. Claire Burton, Grace Hopper. All these women, known and unknown, stitched their courage into the fabric of our nation. American history is women's history, and women's history is American history. And when we finally treat it that way, we don't learn more, we become a country that is more. A country that sees, values, and celebrates all its people. Thank you.
And now I would like to present speaker number 2.
Let me start with a question. When you think of American history, who comes to mind? Most people immediately think of presidents, generals, or famous founding fathers. And yes, they shaped the nation, but here's the thing. America was never built by only half of its people. Women have always been a part of shaping this country. They fought for rights, built communities, advanced science, contributed during wars, and inspired generations. Yet for a long time, many of their stories were overlooked. Imagine living in a time when your voice didn't matter. You couldn't vote, you couldn't hold leadership positions, your opportunities for education or work were limited, simply because of your gender. How would that feel? Frustrating, confusing, scary? Well, that was the reality for most women in America, until people refused to accept it. Take Susan B. Anthony, for example. In the 1800s, she believed women deserved the right to vote. Many people said it was impossible. Some laughed. Can you believe others said it would never happen? But Susan B. Anthony kept speaking, kept organizing and fighting for change. After decades of activism, the 19th Amendment to the United States Constitution passed in 1920, giving women the right to vote. Now let's talk about courage in everyday life. Most people know Rosa Parks for refusing to give up her seat on the bus in Montgomery, Alabama in 1955. Her story encourages us to know that progress happens step by step. Her arrest sparked the Montgomery bus boycott and became a key moment in the Civil War. But here's something many people don't know. 9 months before Rosa Parks, a 15-year-old girl named Claudette Colvin refused to give up her seat on the same bus system. Imagine being 15. Imagine the fear, the pressure, the uncertainty, and yet she still chose to stand up. Think about your own life. Have you ever had to stand up even when you were scared? Have that courage to act even when it was hard? That is what shaped history. Just like Claudette, all of us have moments where we can challenge unfairness in our schools, communities, and even our friendships. During wars, women also contributed in ways that changed the country. In World War II, millions of men left to fight overseas. Factories, shipyards, industries suddenly needed workers. Women stepped in. In the American Civil War, Harriet Tubman also contributed. She worked as a nurse, scout, and spy for the Union Army, proving that Every time you choose courage, you make a difference. Women have also shaped history during science and exploration. Marie Curie believed that studying radioactivity would discover medicine and change it worldwide. And it did. Now, many people, due to Marie Curie, choose career paths in science and technology. But here's the thing. Not every woman who shapes history becomes famous. A teacher encouraging students to dream big, a leader helping communities grow, and even parents sacrificing their time and energy to support their families. These actions may never appear in textbooks, but they still shape history. Because every time someone stands up for fairness, equality, or justice, the story of American history moves forward. This is why we celebrate Women's History Month. We need to remember, progress happens step by step, voice by voice, and generation by generation. After years, we're finally learning that what women's history is all about. Because her story is not just a part of American history. Her story is American history. Thank you.
Speaker number 3.
Good morning. Today, I will be speaking to you on the topic of Women History is American History. Women, the foundation of our society and the global leaders of today. A name which is comprised of so much. A name that describes the empowerment of humanity and the change that lies between the hidden fine print lines. A name better known as a woman. The stereotypes that echo throughout the narrow streets and the societal restrictions that kept our women trapped between the enclosed mind of men and their heart's ardent desires. You cannot work. You cannot pay bills. You must stay home, cook, clean, and take care of our children, recycled as a weakly constructed limitation. When the dishes were clean and the children were well fed, women represented the bricks and cement that held families together, the paint that never ceased to peel off, the curtains that held the darkness from emitting to the light, the foundation of every household, the structures that kept civilization in one piece, fiercely and creatively connecting such opposites with their daring, fearless, and resilient mindsets. Let alone, they're the ones that shape foundation and families of generations. They're the ones that birth society, the ones that commend minds, the individuals that continue to change the future of America with the abundance of knowledge and influence they possess. Malala Yousafzai, a Pakistani educational activist, the youngest Nobel Peace Prize laureate, known globally for her advocacy of girls' education, propelling for female education in Pakistan and amplifying girls' voices that are waiting to be heard. Greta Thunberg, Swedish climate activist, a woman leader in the international movement to fight climate change since 2012, addressing issues such as climate change, environmental conflicts, and global matters. Kamala Harris, Democratic politician, the first Black woman as vice president and who has ran for presidency, an important figure that strives many young girls to gather interest in politics, becoming a sacred role model, showing ambition and conquering fear. These names do not only title a person, they title what a group has done for humankind. The independence, the courageousness, the sharp-witted and astonishing collection of bold women who contributed and highlighted the change that has been done in American society thanks to their admirable and bright actions. Women's history is American history. With women fighting for their rights, they anticipate and spark the movement of change. The movement of no longer being sustained unfairly by regulations of a cruel reality. No longer a world where the genital parts of you speak more than what you can do. Voices are now heard, actions are now seen. Women pivotally, contributing to being the instrumental in breaking down barriers, advocating for rights, and challenging societal norms. The determination runs deeply within the blood of our veins. Every blood vessel, every teardrop fuses with such intelligence, bravery, and power that deciphers what has been put upon our society and forces us to believe that we are something we are not. The dominance of women is spoken across every room. Every second, every minute, every hour is composed of a person taking their first steps to college with a full-ride scholarship. A young scholar sketching a rocket ship and dreaming that they are the ones operating it. A teacher grading papers, unifying her pupils with a sustainable education. The universal, heartfelt, but fearless push that guides lost parents, Army soldiers, law enforcement agents, artists, writers, doctors, STEM leaders, educators, art, musicians, hairdressers, to continue pursuing the battle for independence and rights of women along with American society. A name, the name, woman. Woman history is American history. Thank you.
Last speaker for this morning, speaker number 4.
From the first breath of this nation's dream, women have stood unseen, yet supreme. Their bodies have birthed legends, their minds have built schools, and their hands have built homes. Their courage broke every rule. In 1776, the ink dried bold on the Declaration of Independence. But let's look back at that same ink. Who did it call independence for? Well, every hand that held that pen was a he. That freedom part doesn't sound so free. And every soul they set afloat was a him. They left the mothers and daughters out of the paper. Abigail Adams whispered, "Remember the ladies." Yet centuries passed before America truly did. Still, women achieved. In factories failed and freedom's fight, women turned silence into light. By 1848 in Sahina Falls, they gathered to demand it all. The right to vote, to speak, to stand. The right to make new laws in this new land. It took 72 years of relentless fighting, of hunger strikes, fears, and tears, until the century of clouds had risen away until 1920 brought a new day. A timeline of fire, a century of first, quenching America's long-standing thirst. 1947, Gwendolyn Brooks, a poetic threat, the first woman to win a Pulitzer Prize yet. 1963, Shirley Chisholm beats political drum, the first woman in Congress, change had come. 1983, Sally Ride streaks through the dark of the sky, the first American woman to ever orbit that high. 2007, the sound of the gavel falls with a heavy sound. The first Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi, is found. 2012, Kamala Harris silences all the fears. And if you think that's just history, look closer to today, where during World War II, 6 million strong, they filled the factories, proved men wrong. For every dollar a man may earn, a woman earns 82 cents in return. While the rest of her value is set to burn, And when she does outrun that fire, she hits the limit of a man's desire, a barrier, a stopping spot. I'll call it a glass ceiling, transparent and high. It looked like a clear sunny view, but instead it was a wall that said, "This isn't for you." But even the clearest glass can't hide the truth, and the glass is shattering. It's starting with us. And if you think that's just history, look closer at today, where the ceiling is unbarred in a brand new way. So don't just give us 4 seconds of fame or name or month in spring to remember the name. We're not knocking anymore. We are the door.
Alerted by the timers, the time is up at this time. First, I would like to let's all just congratulate these I commend you, the research you've done, the hard work you've put into representing your school and presenting us a wonderful speech. Great content delivery. Congratulations for being here. While the ballots are being collected, the next voice you will hear is none other than Mrs. Ruth Wilson Johnson.
Let's give all of our students a round of applause. You can tell by looking at them this morning that they just had their training on Thursday night. And I think under the circumstances, they have done an outstanding job. I'm really proud of the work that all of them put into preparation for today's competition. While we have a moment waiting for the results to be tabulated, I'd like to recognize the parents and family members who are here with these students. Would you please stand? Family members who are supporting, and so when they make a commitment to be here, we know that's really your commitment, and we appreciate it so very much. The partnership between home and school has never been more important than it is these days. So thank you, thank you, thank you for bringing those children to this place where they can show what they're made of. Again, we are waiting for our results to be tabulated, but while that is happening, I'd like to invite our judges to the stage, and I'm going to introduce each of them in alphabetical order by last name. And introduce them, and please hold your applause until the last one is introduced. All of them are appointed by the governor or elected by the people of Rockdale County to serve in their positions. Some have been elected repeatedly, and each has served with honor and distinction in their roles within the Rockdale Judicial Circuit. It is a generous gift of their time that they are serving with us this morning as oratorical judges. I take immense joy in introducing each one of them. Again, please hold your applause until all of them have been introduced. I will ask them to approach the stage as they are introduced in alphabetical order by last name. The Honorable Phinia Aten, Chief Magistrate Judge. Judge Aten was first elected in 2012 and has been re-elected 3 times. She has served as an adjunct college professor, Bar Association president, and executive board member of several professional and civic organizations who spearheaded important legal education and training initiatives for lawyers and non-lawyers. Judge Aten has traveled the globe as a guest speaker and lecturer on litigation techniques and legal matters. Judge Aten is the recipient of numerous awards and honors, including Outstanding Citizen Recognition by the Georgia Secretary of State, 2012 Top Lawyer Recognition by On Common Ground News, the 2011 Outstanding Community Service Award from the Conyers Art Conservatory, and C.J. Hicks Elementary School World Class Support Recognition, among others. Judge Phinia Aten. Again, hold your applause. The Honorable Alicia Adams Johnson was appointed District Attorney of Rockdale Judicial Circuit by Governor Nathan Deal in December of 2017, becoming Rockdale's first African-American District Attorney. In November of 2018, Madam D.A. Johnson was elected by the citizens of Rockdale County to serve a full term as District Attorney. D.A. Johnson is a career prosecutor, having served the people of Rockdale County as an assistant district attorney for over 11 years prior to her appointment as district attorney. She believes it is her purpose to ensure that justice and fairness in the criminal justice system are extended to all individuals who are impacted by crimes and arrests. D.A. Johnson is a member of the Rockdale County Domestic Violence Task Force, an alumna of Leadership Rockdale, and a member of the National Alumni Association of Spelman College and the East Atlanta Suburban Chapter of Jack and Jill of America. The Honorable D.A. Alicia Adams Johnson. Judge V.T. McRae is Chief Judge of the State Court of Rockdale Judicial Circuit. Judge V.T. McRae was appointed by Governor Brian Kemp to serve as Chief State Court Judge of Rockdale County in December 2024. Judge McRae is a retired Army JAG officer, Judge Advocate General Corps. He was awarded the Bronze Star Medal for his combat deployment to Iraq with the 82nd Airborne Division. He also earned the coveted Master Parachutist Badge. Judge McRae has served as a volunteer youth sports coach since he was 17 years old. He considers it his ministry to help guide young men by teaching them life lessons through sports. He was the volunteer head high school boys varsity basketball coach for Peachtree Academy. His teams won 3 straight regional conference titles and made back-to-back state Final Four appearances. He also coached his 3 sons' nationally ranked travel basketball team, Worldwide Hustle. Judge McRae. Next we have the Honorable Judge Richard Randolph Reed. appointed and sworn in by Governor Brian Kemp in 2022. Richard Reed serves as state court judge in the Rockdale Judicial Circuit. Judge Reed ran unopposed for election to the position in May of 2022 and began his first term as state court judge in 2023. Earlier in his career, Judge Reed served as an assistant district attorney and specialized in the prosecution of those who commit crimes against children. In 1999, Judge Reed was elected district attorney of the Rockdale Judicial Circuit and was re-elected 4 times, serving in that capacity for 19 years. Judge Reed is a past president of the Board of Directors for Project Renewal, the past chairman of the Rockdale County Child Abuse Protocol and Child Fatality Review Committees, and coached baseball at the Rockdale Youth Baseball Association and at Salem High School for many years. Judge Reed. And last but not least, the Honorable Gary Washington. In 2021, Judge Washington was elected Rockdale County Probate Court Judge after serving as the county's first associate judge and now serves as chief judge of the probate court. Every day, he helps families through real-life moments, settling estates, protecting seniors and children, issuing marriage licenses, and walking people through both loss and new beginnings. Judge Washington has been deeply committed to education and community outreach. He has taught at the National Criminal Defense College, lectured for the Georgia Association of Criminal Defense Lawyers, and coached the Heritage High School mock trial team. He has also conducted numerous Know Your Rights workshops across the nation, covering topics such as act like a citizen, think like a cop, and youth and the law, what young people don't know that can land them in jail. Through his legal career, his guiding purpose has been simple: to make the law a better tool for justice. Please welcome all of our distinguished panel of oratorical judges. Now, we are waiting for our results to be tabulated so that we can announce our winners, but while that is happening, and the judges did not know I was going to do this, since we have a few minutes, I'm going to ask if either of them would like to have the opportunity to step to the mic and share your perspective on what is the significance of having an 8th grade oratorical competition. And those that don't volunteer will be voluntold. Judge McCray.
Hey, first of all, you heard in my bio, young people, I think our purpose in life is to make sure the next generation is prepared to go forward. So I want to once again give a hand to these young people for coming out here. Young people, getting up to speak in public is one of the toughest things you will ever have to do. At this age that you're already doing it at this level, your future is very bright. Continue to hang on to your education. It's going to be very important. Everybody up here, because of our education, we're able to be in the position we are in today. Remain confident. I appreciate your preparation that you guys did today and the poise that you showed. And once again, family members, thank you for encouraging our young people. In our community, everybody talks about sports, they talk about music, they talk about other things. But academics, public speaking, and making sure that you're focused on what your next life goals are going to be are very important. So thank y'all.
I know there's at least one more judge who would like to have the opportunity to please welcome Judge Pena attend.
I am extremely proud, as is all the other judges, this panel judges, of each and every one of you. Absolutely. You married history, the arts, because oratorical speaking is an art as much as it is a science. There are books, volumes of books, tens of thousands of hours of podcasts and YouTube and self-help material about how to become better, and professional books as well, about how to become a better speaker. I saw the foundational principles of those theories in each of your presentations. So I want to commend you because you are on your way to being very great speakers. You moved judges and lawyers who have spent their lives watching others speak and preparing our own speeches. So you have a very, very expert panel of judges today. And I want you to know that we knew judging would be tough when we got the training, but I was not prepared for how tough it really would be, because I could see you were pouring your hearts out, and I could see that you used your mind to structure these speeches. From beginning, middle, and end, you each did an excellent job. And I want you to stay on this road, whether you get some cash in hand in a few minutes or not, because you all are very talented. So keep going. Practice is what makes it perfect. Don't give up. I saw that. Some of you had challenges and you never wavered. So that's what it's going to take to do anything in life. So keep going. What you're doing is preparing you well. And what you taught us today is women's history is not just women's history, it is American history. And I thank you for that important message.
Please welcome Judge Gary Washington.
In answer to the question, what is the value of the merit to have an 8th grade oratorical contest, I can't tell you. There are no words to really describe the value. I know for myself, and I think most of the judges up here, we haven't participated in oratorical events all during our development. I still remember my first speech in kindergarten. So whether it was church, and for the record it was, "Where is he, King of the Jews? For we have come to worship him." That was my first speech in kindergarten. But I want to just echo, I'm going to echo what everyone else has said. I'm not going to repeat it, but there's one thing I do want to highlight. In life, as many of you, some of you may have experienced today, you may not always achieve success or perfection. In delivering your speech or a project, it may not always achieve your goals. But what I would encourage you to do is, to the extent that you do not achieve, shall we say, 100% perfection or 100% success, embrace that. Embrace that, because that represents room for growth in the next opportunity.
And last but not least, please, Judge Reed, share with us.
Well, first of all, I'd like to say thank you for an amazing opportunity this morning. I enjoyed the speeches. I appreciate everyone who came out to support these young people. Throughout my career, one of the quotes that I've always gone back to, whether I'm talking to a civic group or I'm talking to a jury, is that the only thing necessary for evil to flourish is for good people to sit back and do nothing. And what that means is that in society, we have to be prepared to step up and speak up. And in order to be able to speak up for justice, we have to have the tools, the ability, and the thought process to do that. And these young people have shown today that they have the ability, not only at this young age, to speak their minds and speak for justice, but they are taking the steps in the future to step up and speak up for the good of all of us. And so I appreciate the hard work that you put into your speeches this morning. I enjoyed the content immensely, and I wish you well as you go forward. Thank you. Thank you.
Again, a warm round of applause for our distinguished panel of oratorical judges. We have come to that point in the program where we identify who our winners are for today's competition. We have cash prizes for first, second, and third place. We have 4 students. The 4th student will receive an honorable mention gift of $50. So I'll identify that person first. And then we will award our cash prize winners. Give me just a minute to collect my thoughts here. Timekeeper, come on the stage, please. All right, we are confirming that all of the students met the time requirements for the competition, and so everyone was eligible to this point. We are about to announce our honorable mention, and that is none other than our representative from Edwards Middle School, Mr. Zechariah Thomas. If you would please come in.
First.
My apologies, we've had some communication issues here. Honorable mention goes to Miss Imari Jones. Congratulations, we appreciate your hard work, and thank you so much for your effort in this competition. We're proud of you, and just keep working. with the medallions, please. And we will announce our third place winner first. And that is Divine Cook of Davis Middle School. Divine Cook. Stand with the judges. Stand with the judges. Now for our second place winner. Second place winner is Zechariah Thomas. Did I skip the third place winner? Divine, where is Divine Cook? Right here. You didn't get yours. And now, our first place winner of Conyers Middle School, Miss Amelia Bean. And now, may we have our big old giant checks? First place, $500. Come right up.
Yes.
$150. Come out and grab your check.
That's what's up.
Winner, $150. Congratulations.
Good work.
Now, if you would please have a
Good work.
seat right there in front of the judges, and we'll continue with the program, and we'll take photographs right after this is over.
Yes, sir.
I believe we're ready for closing remarks. We want to recognize and appreciate our judges who have served so dutifully with us today. We are saying to each of you for exemplary service as a judge in a 2026 NCNW Oratorical Contest. We are deeply grateful for your time, care, and professionalism you brought to this important experience for our participants. And is signed by President of the Rockdale-Newton Section NCNW, Mrs. Yvetta Washington, and myself as chair of the competition. We are so grateful to each of you.
Appreciate. Appreciate you.
Richard Reed. And last but not least, Judge Gary Washington. Thank you so much, and always. Now, I think we're ready for closing remarks by our president and Dr. Sharonda McRae.
Good morning.
Morning.
As president of the Rockdale-Newton section of the National Council of Negro Women, one of the things that I enjoy most about this opportunity is to say thank you to our wonderful sponsors and partners. Before I do that, I must congratulate these young people for their bravery, hard work, in preparation for this day. You were amazing. Thank you. Hats off to the Rockdale County Public Schools, starting with our Superintendent Shirley Chesser. I don't think she's here. We had board chair here, Sister Sandra Jackson-Lett. You've been so gracious and welcoming and allowing us to conduct the competition on your campuses.
and with expert assistance from your faculty and staff, we look forward to a long and mutually beneficial partnership. It has been a great partnership with the two Toastmasters clubs that have supported us through this adventure. The Toast of Rockdale and the Real Educators of Toastmasters Club. You've worked right alongside of us to create this wonderful experience. With all of the Toastmasters in the room, please stand. And let's give them a round of applause. We have a beautiful setup outside, and we thank you from the bottom of our hearts. We're also fortunate to have the support of community-minded businesses who help us fund the competition. It does take funds. We're so excited and happy to have with us Mr. John Hurt of McDonald's Corporation. He supported us at the community partner level. He is standing. We thank you, Mr. Hurt, for all that you do for the community. Thank you so very much. In every venture, there is always an individual who simply shows extraordinary commitment and devotion to the cause at hand. I am delighted to recognize such an individual today. She is known as the Angel of Conyers Middle School, Miss Sonja Lewis. Would you please come I know that you worked hard, uncounted and untold hours preparing for the competition today. For those of you who are not aware, Ms. Sonja Lewis has been associated with Rockdale Middle School Oratorical Competition since its very beginning in 2014 at Conyers Middle School. Even though we're holding the competition at RCA today, she's been no less committed and vigorous in her efforts to see to it that this was a wonderful experience for our young people. We want you to know, Ms. Lewis, that we see you. We see you, and we appreciate everything you have done. You know, someone came to me with the idea of hosting an oratorical competition, and all she needed from me was a yes. From that moment, she moved forward with unwavering determination, thoughtful coordination, and a clear vision to create this outstanding experience for our 8th graders. Sister Ruth Wilson Johnson. Thank you for all of your hard work. On behalf of the Rockdale-Newton section, we sincerely thank you for your dedication, hard work, and countless hours you've invested to make this day a reality. Your commitment truly shows. And now, last but certainly not least, I'd like to thank our volunteers. Will you please stand? All members of the Rockdale-Newton section of NCNW, please stand and give yourself a well-deserved hand. We appreciate your work. You've done an exceptional job today, welcoming all of us. And I must say, you look beautiful in your purple jackets. Today is the first day we've worn our jackets. So we're really proud to have them. We just got them last week. And we want to thank Sister Gloria Stills for, I call her the jacket lady because she worked with us until we got her. So we appreciate it. I must mention that we do have a membership table right outside the door for those interested in membership or just finding out more information. We have our scholarship period is open now. It closes on April the 3rd. We have information about our scholarships. We give scholarships to all high school students, all high schools in Rockdale and Newton County, $500. We give them to our C students. We feel AB students have ample opportunities, but the C students need opportunities too. So we are giving them to our C students, and if you know any students, we would certainly like for them to apply for our scholarship. Let's see, we want to thank you all for joining us for this inaugural 8th grade competition today. And a special thank you to my husband, Judge Gary Washington, who supports me in everything that I do. I have 4 events today, so I appreciate your support, Chief Judge Washington. And once again, thank you to everyone who contributed to making this event such a success. We plan to do it again next year, so come and be with us. Thank you, everyone, and now we'll have further remarks by, okay, Dr. Sharonda.
Please welcome Dr. Sharonda McCray.
Good morning. Good morning. All right. So thank you for the spirit of collaboration, because that's what this is. It's an opportunity for us to collaborate across our county. From our community partners, the clear vision from the NCNW Rockdale-Newton section, the purposeful persistence of my mentor, who I love dearly, Ms. Ruth Wilson Johnson, the selfless sacrifice of Sonia Lewis, who works in the school building all day and has to find the time outside of the workday to make sure that this can get done. So I know that she was recognized, but I would be remiss if I didn't acknowledge her being able to fight the good fight and make sure that with all of the positive pivots that we had to make, that she was persistent to make sure that we could continue to move forward. I want to extend a heartfelt thank you to all of our elected officials, our school leaders, our teachers. This group of students comes from a unique class. This year we offered a course called Enhanced Literature and Composition. So these 8th grade students that are speaking before you are also taking a high school class as 8th grade students and earning a credit for that towards high school graduation, and that's to be celebrated. Their teachers, as well as the oratorical coaches at the school level that help to prepare them for this, finding that extra time during the school day while ensuring that you can still manage your regular schedule. We recognize that, and it does not go unnoticed. I want to make sure that the parents and the guardians understand that this is just the beginning, and we look forward to your continued partnership as they matriculate into high school. To you all sitting on the stage, this last part is for you. As we prepare to leave this place, I want you to look around the room. Take a look around at everyone that's supporting you. These are opportunities, network opportunities, internship opportunities, mentorship opportunities. Just keep walking forward. With that, I want you to say thank you to everyone here for investing in what's next. We've heard the request to continue to grow this partnership and expand it for years to come. So I look forward to being able to collaborate and support that work. I do want to extend an opportunity to all of you community members, parents in the audience, to join us again on March 31st at the Rockdale County Public School District office. We host an oratorical showcase, and while there's no cash prize involved, it does extend to kindergarten through 12th grade students, where they get an opportunity to come and represent their school. They go through a similar process. They've been selected to represent their school and to use their voice, and that'll take place on March 31st at our district office. K through 5, kindergarten through 5th grade students will begin at 4 o'clock, and students in grades 6 through 12 will have another opportunity at 5:30. So please continue to encourage our orators across Rockdale County School District and continue to engage in the partnership and the collaborative work that we know it takes to make programs like this continue. Thank you, NCNW, and thank you for the opportunity to continue to bring this vision back to our school district. Have a great afternoon.
Thank you, Dr. McCray. That concludes our program, but we would like to have a great photo op, so we'll have our young people stand right up front with their giant checks. Judges, if you would come stand behind them. And parents, feel free to approach the stage. Make sure you get your person's picture. While we're taking our photographs, let me make sure everybody knows that our next competition will be for 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. So please watch for that announcement, and we're looking forward to expanding the program to make it an even greater success for our community. But that does conclude our program. Thank you for being here, and we'll see you next time. Have a good afternoon. All right, let's have one with just the students, please. Dr. McCray, are you joining us on the stage?